A lictor was an official attendant and public officer in the Roman state who served as a guard and ceremonial assistant to high-ranking magistrates, becoming a visible symbol of political authority and the coercive power of the Roman government. Lictors existed during the periods of the Roman Kingdom, the Roman Republic, and the Roman Empire, and they accompanied magistrates who exercised executive authority, making their power publicly recognizable. Lictors were most closely associated with magistrates who possessed imperium, the legal authority to command and administer justice on behalf of the Roman state, including officials such as the consuls, praetors, dictators, and in some cases the magister equitum. The presence of lictors made it clear that a magistrate had the right to enforce the law by force if necessary, and for this reason they played a highly visible role in Roman public life. According to Roman tradition, the institution of the lictors probably originated among the Etruscans, especially in cities such as Tarquini, Voiabi, and Caere, where similar ceremonial attendants are believed to have existed. Because the early Roman king, Lucius Tarquinius Priscus, was of Etruscan origin, it is often assumed that the office of lictor entered Roman political life through Etruscan influence. During the period of the Roman monarchy, the king was said to be accompanied by 12 lictors, and this number later became the standard for the Roman consuls during the Republic. Some scholars have suggested that the number 12 symbolically reflected the League of 12 Etruscan cities, though this interpretation remains uncertain. One of the principal duties of the lictors was to walk ahead of the magistrate in public, clearing the way through the crowded streets of Rome and ensuring that people stepped aside as the official passed. This task provided not only physical protection but also a constant visual reminder of the magistrate's authority. Lictors also maintained order during public speeches, assemblies, and court proceedings, and they assisted in carrying out punishments ordered by magistrates. The most distinctive symbol carried by the lictors was the fasces, a bundle of wooden rods bound together with leather straps and often containing an axe at the centre. The fasces represented the magistrate's authority to punish offenders, with the rods symbolising the power to scourge and the axe symbolising the power to execute. Within the city of Rome, Urbs Roma, the axes were usually removed from the fasces because Roman citizens had the right to appeal a death sentence to the popular assemblies. But outside the city boundaries, especially in military contexts, the axes remained in place. This distinction symbolised the legal protections enjoyed by Roman citizens within the sacred boundary of the city. Different magistrates were accompanied by different numbers of lictors, reflecting their relative authority. Each consul was attended by 12 lictors, and when 2 consuls held office simultaneously, the lictors alternated between them. Praetors normally had 6 lictors, indicating their more limited imperium. A dictator, who possessed extraordinary authority during times of crisis, was attended by 24 lictors, a number that symbolised his superiority to the consuls. Certain religious officials, such as the Rex Sacrorum and some high priests, could also appear in public accompanied by lictors in ceremonial contexts. Lictors were not merely ceremonial figures, but practical agents who carried out the magistrate's commands. They helped enforce judicial decisions, arrested offenders when required, and physically administered punishments. When a magistrate ordered a criminal to be flogged, the punishment was typically carried out by the lictors, making them direct instruments of state authority. Lictors were usually chosen from among freeborn Roman citizens and received payment for their service. Their position was generally permanent rather than temporary, and they served whichever magistrates currently held office. Lictors were considered public officials of the Roman state rather than personal servants of individual magistrates. and when one magistrate's term ended, the lictors would be reassigned to another. In Roman public ceremonies, the presence of lictors was an essential part of official display. When a magistrate entered the Forum Romanum or attended a gathering at the Campus Martius, the lictors walked before him, carrying the fasces and publicly proclaiming his authority. During a victorious general's triumph, the lictors also appeared in the procession, carrying fasces decorated with laurel branches to symbolize victory and divine favor. The lictors also reflected the social hierarchy of Roman political life, because the number of lictors assigned to a magistrate visibly demonstrated the extent of his power. By observing how many lictors accompanied an official, Roman citizens could immediately recognize his rank and authority. During the period of the Roman Empire, the institution of the lictors continued to exist, although real political power gradually became concentrated in the hands of the emperor. Emperors sometimes appeared in public, accompanied by lictors, in order to present themselves as heirs to republican traditions. In the imperial period, lictors remained especially important in ceremonies and official processions.